Imagine looking up at the night sky, a vast dark canvas sprinkled with distant stars. For all of human history, that sky has represented an endless frontier, a promise of exploration and discovery. But what if that promise was about to be broken? What if we are right now, in the process of building our own cage, trapping ourselves on this planet for generations to come? This isn't a scene from a science fiction movie. It's a very real and growing threat known as the Kessler Syndrome, a scenario that could turn the dream of space into a permanent nightmare. Low Earth orbit, the region of space just above our atmosphere, is getting crowded. For decades, we've been launching satellites, rockets, and all sorts of hardware into this cosmic neighborhood. These tools have revolutionized our lives, giving us GPS, global communication, incredible insights into our planet and the universe. But every launch leaves something behind. There are now millions of pieces of debris orbiting Earth. From tiny flecks of paint to entire defunct satellites the size of a school bus. This collection of space junk travels at mind-boggling speeds, up to 17,500 miles per hour. At that velocity, even a small object carries an immense amount of kinetic energy. A collision with a piece of debris just 1 centimeter wide would be like getting hit by a bowling ball traveling at over 500 miles per hour. It's an impact that can cripple or completely destroy a functioning satellite. And this is where the truly frightening part begins. In 1978, a NASA scientist named Donald J. Kessler proposed a chilling theory. He realized that as the density of objects in orbit increases, a tipping point will eventually be reached. At this point, a single collision between two objects would create a cloud of smaller debris fragments. Each of those new fragments then becomes a projectile, drastically increasing the probability of further collisions. This sets off a chain reaction. One collision creates debris that causes 2 more. Those 2 create debris that causes 4 more, then 8, then 16, and so on. The number of dangerous objects in orbit would grow exponentially, creating a cascading failure across our satellite networks. This is the Kessler Syndrome. It's a self-sustaining cascade of destruction that, once started, could be nearly impossible to stop. The result would be a dense, impenetrable shell of high-velocity shrapnel encircling our entire planet. This cage of junk would make launching new satellites incredibly risky, if not outright impossible. It would effectively lock humanity on Earth, severing our access to space for centuries, or even millennia. Think about what that would mean for our modern world. We rely on satellites for so much more than we realize. Our global positioning systems would fail. No more GPS on your phone, in your car, or for the airplanes and ships that transport goods around the world. International communications would be devastated. The intricate web of satellites that carries our phone calls, internet data, and television broadcasts would be shredded. We would lose a huge part of our ability to monitor the Earth. Satellites track weather patterns, monitor climate change, help predict natural disasters, provide crucial data for agriculture. All of this would vanish. We would be cast back into a technological dark age, blind to the changes happening on our own planet and cut off from the global connectivity we take for granted. The threat isn't just theoretical. We've already had close calls and warning signs. In 2009, a defunct Russian military satellite collided with an active American communications satellite. The impact instantly created thousands of new pieces of large, trackable debris and likely hundreds of thousands of smaller, untrackable fragments. This single event significantly increased the amount of dangerous junk in one of the most crowded orbital pathways. The International Space Station itself must perform evasive maneuvers several times a year to dodge orbital debris. Its astronauts live with the constant low-level threat of a catastrophic impact. Every nation with a space program has contributed to this problem, and solving it will require a global effort unlike any we have ever attempted. We are at a critical juncture. The amount of debris is already at a level where the chain reaction could potentially begin. If we continue to launch objects into orbit without a concrete plan for their eventual removal, we are not just polluting space. We are actively building the walls of our own prison. The sky above us, once a symbol of infinite possibility, could become a permanent barrier, a monument to our own short-sightedness. The future of space exploration, and a significant part of our modern way of life, hangs in the balance. The time to act is now, before the cascade begins and the cage door slams shut forever. If you found this exploration of space challenges fascinating and want to learn more about our cosmic neighborhood, Be sure to subscribe to my channel, Space Repo.